I'm gonna be cooking spaghetti. I'll be cooking spaghetti. I'll be cooking spaghetti with curry, chicken sauce, and peas. So I have my ingredients here. I'm gonna show you all. Join me. Let's go. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe. So now you can see I have my curry chicken here. I cut the chicken into pieces, and as a matter of fact, ensure that it doesn't basically or really, as a matter of fact, become bigger in the sauce. That's how I like my. That's how I like my. I like my my chicken when I want to do it with spaghetti, and I also be using peeled tomato cubes, scanned one for convenience sake. Then I have my onions. Then I have my pea. I'm also using canned pea for convenience sake, of course. So join me. Let's enjoy this cooking show together. So first of all, I need to put on my stove. I am using an electric cooker. So first of all, I'm going to put on my stove. So power on. I reduce power. I reduce this 1 to 0. So I'm going to pour my oil, and I'm using bio organic olive oil. So I'm going to pour my olive oil into the pan. I'm going to pour. So I have my olive oil in the pan. This water here will be used for the spaghetti. But what I normally do is that I start the stew to some level before I start boiling the spaghetti. So I'm going to add extra oil to this one. So add extra oil. So now I'm going to lower the fire so that it doesn't. I'm going to cut my onion. Cut my onion. So I have my onion being cut. As you can see, I cut my onion to pieces. I have to take some part off the middle side. So I take my onion off. Now the oil is beginning to boil too much, so I need to quench the fire. So now I'm going to cut my onions into the oil. The oil is already heated. I off the fire because if the oil becomes so hot, it will be jumping out of the pan, which I don't really like that. So slicing my onion into it. Slicing my onion into it. I normally slice direct into the pan. This is not a professional cooking video, but it's my own way of showing you how I cook. I've been cooking my own food for the past 30 years or so. My mom only cooked for me for a short time. My late mom, I have to use the word late because I lost my mom last Wednesday. So let me use the word my late mom. So now I'm going to put the fire back on. So I put the fire back on. The good thing I like about cooking with induction cooker is that you can regulate the fire level and regulate the, as a matter of fact, the heat and then the power source of the power as well. So it makes it convenient when you are cooking with it. So now I'm going to fry my tomatoes for a while ready to get near brown. Then I'm going to add my tomatoes to it. Keep stirring. Let me see your comment. It's comment time. Let me see your comments. Let me see your comments now. I'd like to say shout out to everyone. Okay, Lul, hi. Thank you for joining the live session, like my live cooking session. This is how I've been cooking for the past 30 years. Okay, so let me bring this thing here so I can keep my ladle on. So keep my ladle on this thing so I don't keep it on the floor, on the table or on the floor. So now I need to flip open my tomato. So I open my tomato now. I think the onions are actually boiling gradually, so I'll need to pour my tomato so I get my tomato into it. And I should have lowered the fire, so let me cover it so that it doesn't split onto the entire stove. So let me add this one, a bit of this one to it. So as somebody who's been cooking for so many years, this is what I do. I normally try to clean the ones that normally jump out of the cooking pot or the cooking pan onto the stove. And this is a ceramic stove, so it's safe to use. Ceramic induction stove. Let me lower this thing again. Doing not too much. So let me lower this. So I take the fire to 100. So it can then. Okay. Okay. So now we have the tomato boiling. Have the tomato boiling now. Have the tomato boiling now. So I'm gonna stir it a bit. So I'm going to add my pepper. And then in Ghana now we use packed pepper. That's a new form of pepper that's come. It's packed in sachet. So this is the kind of pepper we are using here in Ghana now. So we have a kilo pepper, but it's also the traditional one, powdered pepper. In town, you can also use the ordinary, natural one, the fresh one, and then you blend it. But for now in Ghana, this is what is trending. So we're going to use this one. It's quite convenient. It's quite convenient using this one. We're going to allow it to boil for a while. So let me bring down the fire a bit because it is jumping out of the pot and I don't really like it that way. So we also have this powdered garlic powder. So I'm going to add the garlic powder as well to the stew. So I have the garlic powder added. Now, what I normally do is that I want to make sure that the stew already tastes, or the stew begins to have that kind of flavor, or that kind of aroma, rather. So I'm going to add my curry powder straight away. Even though the chicken is curry, I still need to put some curry powder in the sauce. So put some small curry powder in the sauce, and then I stir. So you can get that kind of scent or smell that, I mean, everybody will get to know that I'm cooking. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share, and like. So now I got that. So now I'm going to put in the chicken, the curry chicken. I actually cut the chicken into pieces. Normally when I'm doing something like this, like with peas, I cut the chicken into pieces, and then it was mixed with curry and then some few vegetables, carrots, etc. So I'm going to pour that one into the stew, the sauce as well. So I pour it into the sauce and then I stir. One thing I have realized cooking for the past 30 years is that if you want the sauce to taste, you need to make sure that the tomato also boils to some level. So I'm going to leave the tomato to boil for a while. Like I said, this is not a professional cooking course. It is sharing my own way of cooking with my fans, my lovely fans. I'd like to say thank you to all of you who wish or send condolence messages to me when I announced that my mom was dead. So we're gonna leave this one to boil for a while. I'm gonna cover it a bit so that it doesn't jump out of the bubble doesn't jump, the boiling doesn't make the stew jump out of the pan. So it's going to boil for a while. Very soon I'll add my beans as well. Sometimes I don't know, I don't know whether maybe it's because of the quantity I cook. People normally see beans to be something that takes a long time to get done or to get cooked. But I don't know. For me, I normally cook beans and then within some specific period of time it's ready. But even this one I'm going to use is not the natural, or should I say the raw beans. This one is the canned one for convenience sake. So I'm going to now add my Maggi cube to taste. So I'll just sprinkle it, break it into pieces and sprinkle it into the stew or into the sauce. So I have it into the sauce now. So then I stir. So I'm going to stir it. I'm going to stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it, stir it. So I allow the stew to boil. So while I was allowing the stew to boil, I'm now going to heat the water for the spaghetti. Right, so here we go. I'll bring the heat down to 100 so it boils faster. So let me cover it again so that it doesn't. Normally when it jumps out of the pan, I don't really enjoy. Seeing the stew jump out of the pan, right? So this is the kind of spaghetti we're going to use. Yes, I think it's Italian spaghetti. So doing something Italiano. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you very much, Fatima. Thank you for the support. Yes, so we gonna be cooking the spaghetti for. It's supposed to be cooked for 11 minutes, so I want the water to boil for a while. As the water boils, so now let me check back my sauce. I'll be adding the beans very soon, so that it gets done together or get cooked together. So now I'm going to put in my beans. So now it's time to add my beans. The beans are bigger, they look like Bambara beans, very big beans. If you know the name of these beans, just leave a comment in the comment section. So I'm adding my beans, I add my beans to it, and then I stir for it to mix up properly. For now, we're not going to get a taste. We have to leave it for it to, as a matter of fact, cook for a while. Let me increase the fire for the water to boil up quick. So that normally that's what my aunt's husband told me, because he's a professional cook. It's better to boil the water and then you put the spaghetti in. That one cooks very fast. Right, so now we have our stew actually going on there. Today is Sunday and I would like to ask, how's your Sunday doing? Are you doing fine? I hope you are enjoying your Sunday as well, as I'm also enjoying it and giving you this live cooking. Right, so we are almost done with preparing the sauce. So now I'm going to leave the sauce to Now I need to flick open the spaghetti. So I normally open it from this side, so I pull it this way. So I have the entire or the full spaghetti open now. Now I'm waiting for the water to boil for a while, and then I'll add my spaghetti. So while the stew boils, I can realize that the stew is going to taste very, very well. Oh, it's beginning to boil up large. So let me cover it again. Great. I can see the stew is gradually getting to the standards where it's supposed to get. But I need to put salt in it. So I'm going to put salt in the sauce, and this is the kind of salt that I use. So I'm going to add some salt. I normally know the quantity that I have to use, so I can measure. But there are times I don't put in a lot of salt. When I'm serving, I rather put salt. So I need to stir for the salt to settle at every corner of the sauce. So let me increase the fire. I think the fire is too low to keep the sauce, boiling. Now I'm beginning to feel the taste. The salt is okay. So that means I'm not going to put salt into the spaghetti. Alright, so let's keep our water boiling. Usually in Ghana, there is this kind of spaghetti, very popular spaghetti, or they say macaroni or something, that is on the market that people buy. But normally this is the type that I normally buy, the Ambra Superior spaghetti. It's supposed to cook within 11 minutes. So, whilst you watch my videos, don't forget to order one of my merch. One of my shirts, my products on my channel shop. I have shirts with African design, and I have shirts with the welcome concept. That particular shirt is talking about welcoming every day with a smile, right? And they are in 3 languages. We have English, and then we have Spanish, we have French. So try order one for yourself and support my channel. As a matter of fact, you can as well also order other products like my travel bag, which is also on my channel as well. So just click on my store or click on view products, and you're going to see all those products there. I'm going to be putting the spaghetti in right now. So very soon I'm going to add the spaghetti. I want the stew to boil for a while, and then so let me increase the fire. I think the water is taking long to boil, so let me increase the fire a bit. So for the ingredients, let me repeat. For the sauce, you need oil, and of course I use olive oil. That's it. And then you need 1 big onion, right? And then you also need to have the curry chicken. So you cut the chicken into pieces, right? And then you add curry powder to it, you mix it with it, add carrot and some other veggies, and then stir it together and then keep it down. So that's what we use for the stew. And then probably I used tomato cubes, peeled tomato cubes, I also can for convenience sake, but usually I do cook with natural tomatoes or raw tomatoes, as a matter of fact, unprocessed ones. But for convenience sake, I decided to use the, the canned one as well. But this is high quality, of course, from very trusted producer, as a matter of fact. So now I think I need to be getting my spaghetti ready. Still waiting for the. I want the water to be, boiling massively or hugely, so that the spaghetti would actually spend just between 11 and 15 minutes to get done. But normally, sometimes too, what I do is that when I realize that the water is too much, then it means you need to boil about 15 minutes. But sometimes I have to pour some of the water away from it, as long as the spaghetti is soft, right? So this one, it is my own way of cooking. I've been cooking for 30 years of my life. Like I told you, I'm 50 years. And people do say, oh, you don't look 50. Yes, of course. So now I can see the spaghetti boiling. So now this is it. So break and then into it. But you need to be extra cautious so that the water doesn't splash on you. The water splashes on you, maybe you can get hurt or something. Adding more of the spaghetti. I think the water might be plenty, so maybe in the near future I have to pour some of the water away from the spaghetti. So the ones that fall in will not go into the pan. So I'm going to add this one as well. So I align them and then put them in. Now sometimes when I realize that the quantity I'm cooking is smaller, I can add some raw one to it, and normally it will boil the same way and get cooked the same way as the other ones. I'm going to add another one as well. So I have the whole spaghetti inside the cooking one full part of the spaghetti. So it's going to go inside the pan. So now it's cool inside the pan. So now I'm going to cover it. So I cover it and then I bring the fire down to 120 so that it can boil gradually. So now we're going to check our stew. Just a minute. I love to drink water when I'm normally cooking, so let me take some water. Today I'm taking pure water. We call this pure water in Ghana, it's bad water. But I normally drink the bottled ones as well. I don't need to close the hole fully because the water is plenty, otherwise the water will end up puffing out of the pan, so I need to close the pan halfway. That's one technique that I have learned cooking, right? Water is life. I'm enjoying the water. So spaghetti boiling now. So I think I need to set my time to 11 minutes, but the water is plenty. So maybe I will have to pour some of the water from the pan, as a matter of fact. So now let's check this, the sauce. This is going to be tasty. And I need to get my cover ready because it's going to pop. The boiling will lead to popping up of some of the, or jumping out of some of the sauce from the pan. So I need to get my stir. Okay, so now let me increase the fire a bit. it. In fact, I was very smart enough to be able to measure the accurate salt that I need. So I'm not going to put any salt into the spaghetti. It's going to be just the sauce that's going to contain salt. So I think I didn't time it earlier, so let me time it. So I'm going to time it to 10 minutes because I didn't time it earlier on. The fire is too much, so I bring the fire down to 140. But usually I don't think the time that they write on the spaghetti package really, as a matter of fact, should always be adhered to. Sorry, my pan just fell off. I'm still doing the cooking. So now, for me, when I'm cooking, I try to clean up the mess around. So I have to be cleaning those that have jumped out of the pan, and then keep them out of the cooking area. So I'm going to carry this one. This one is also go here. So I'm cleaning the entire area. Okay. So now the entire area is clean now. So what I need to get into the dustbin, go into the dustbin before I finish cooking. Right. Before I finish cooking. My kitchen is some kind of an a la carte kitchen. It has its own style. Okay, I think I need to increase the fire. It is not boiling now. So let me calm down the fire for this one, for it to calm down a bit. I still need to get the stew. I'm not feeling the tomato very well. The tomato needs to get done a bit. That is how I do cook my spaghetti. Okay, I think it's beginning to get soft. So I do stir my spaghetti as well. Stir, so it's beginning to get soft. Beginning to get soft as well. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share, and like. I have a lot more videos coming up your way. Watch out for more. So as you can see, our stew is actually, so I want to taste the stew. Let me taste. So allow it to cook, to cool down a bit. So I fetch some here to test. That's how I test my stew. So, the taste is actually coming. And I like the salt level. The salt level is going to blend with the spaghetti. So let me check the chicken. Yummy. So I'm gonna keep spaghetti boiling. So great. So like I said, I keep cleaning the ones that are jumping out. What I don't like is cooking and having the stew splash all over the kitchen and the cooking area, making it look a bit something else. I don't want to use some word. I normally ensure that I, as a matter of fact, clean while I cook. So by the time I finish cooking, you will not even feel like I have even cooked. Maybe the only thing that you get to know is the aroma that you might see that I am cooking. cooking time with me. This is Godwin on my channel. Support my channel, hit the subscribe button. Like I said earlier on, try and order one of my products on my store. As you watch the video, you will find view products. I think at the beginning of this live session you saw it. But if you go to my channel, you see the store sign. I can see the stew is actually, the under is actually getting bent. Let me lower the fire and wait. If I stir it now, it's going to jump out. But I've been cooking for 30 years, so I understand the dynamics of stews. That is not a professional thing I'm talking about. That's from my own way of cooking. Right, so I think the stew is okay. The sauce is okay now. So now I'll let the fire go down. Allow the fire to go down for it to simmer slowly while I wait for my spaghetti. Well, so how long do you cook your spaghetti? How long do you cook it? Is it 20-15 minutes? And if I can get any advice from any professional cook out there, I'll also be glad. Is any professional cook who can give advice on cooking spaghetti? Let's put your advice in the comment section. Or if you are well experienced in cooking, just share with me how I should cook my spaghetti the next time. Okay, it's a bit harder. I think maybe in the next 5 minutes. So let me change the timing to 5 minutes. So I'm going to change the timing to 5 minutes. Reduce fire down. I'm going to take the fire to the barest. I put the stove. Let me put it on back. Put the fire to the barest minimum. 5 minutes. And I bring it down. I bring it down to 80. Okay, let me bring it up to 100. So for the stew, we are almost done with the stew. As a matter of fact, done with the stew for now. It's actually okay. So I'm going to test it. I'm going to be my own testing officer. Let me test it again. This time with the spaghetti. The first one I tested it with only the sauce. So this time I'm testing with the spaghetti. So I'm going to test it with the spaghetti. Let me leave it down to cool a bit. It's a bit hot. Yes, so now it's time to test the spag once again. So I'm going to try it. Take some beans and then the spag. I think the spag was too short, so picking them up becomes a problem. Okay, let me try it. Let me this way. Okay, I think I broke them into very smaller pieces. Tasting good. But the sauce seems to be too thick. I'm going to add a bit of water to the sauce. Add a bit of water to the sauce. Let me add a bit. And then I will increase the fire once again. I will increase the fire once again. So let me stir. So let me take it to 100. So now I leave the power up to 100 for the sauce because I added some water to it. Let it boil, let it boil, let it boil. So let me enjoy the one I fetch. It's tasty. I'm still waiting for your advice. Those of you who have been cooking for years, who know how to cook better, how should I cook? Do you think my spag was so short? I think I broke them very short. It should have been two. Just break into two pieces. I broke into three pieces. It has been a bit shorter. All the same, still is good. I think the 5 minutes is getting up. So very soon, I need to stop the stove from cooking, and then I'll have to serve, and then we chill. Very soon, this channel will be coming to your country. I'm going to be traveling everywhere in the world to vlog. So very soon, you're going to see me in your country, in your city, then in your town. I think, you see, as I added the water, I need to boil it up again to get the taste back. Right, so that is what I'm doing now. So I'm getting the taste back. Right. The moment, there's one thing I've realized: when the under of the stew is burning, you see there will be some smoke kind of thing coming up. It doesn't look like the vapor that normally comes up. It comes up in the form of something like a colorless smoke. Then you can see, you can feel the stew is burning. That is what my experience, and this is not a professional advice. That's my experience so far. So our stew is getting ready. We'll be getting ready for lunch. So now I think I can see the under is burning, so I need to cool down to 60, and of course even off the fire. So I'm going to off the fire for the stew. So that's all for the sauce. If I try to stir, it's going to jump up. I try stirring. So let me just demonstrate it for you guys to see. I try to stir. So I'm going to take this one so that when it begins to jump out, you see it's beginning to jump up. It's beginning to jump up. Beginning to jump up. So I'm going to cover it before it jumps onto the stove. So now the stew is up to its standards. Now let's go check the spaghetti. Let's go check the spaghetti. I think it's okay. It's okay. I think the spaghetti is okay. It's okay. So I'm also going to put the fire off the spaghetti. So now there's fire off for the spaghetti. It's now time for me to serve and then enjoy the food. So I'm going to rate my own food, but you can also rate my cooking. How do you rate my cooking? Can you rate my cooking? I mean, for me, right? So it's time to serve. I'm going to serve right now. So it's now time to serve. So I'm going to serve it. Let me wash the bowl. So it's now time to serve. Okay. So put my spoon here. Now I need to put the stove off. So I put the stove off as well. And I switch put off the switch. Now let me go fetch my spaghetti. So I'm fetching my spaghetti so that we go to dine, and then we have a chat as well. Let me use this one to fetch. It's not fetching that much. Fetch. Let me fetch. Fetching a reasonable quantity so that whilst I eat, we also have a chat as well. So I serve myself something small here. So now it's time to fetch my sauce. So I'm going to fetch the sauce. So this one here is what? Like I told you earlier on. It's chicken, right? But it's curry chicken. Chicken with curry sauce and some vegetables. Look at how it's looking. It's looking kind of good. That means it's going to taste good. I'm going to take it to my table, and then I'll invite you over to the table as well. So I'm taking it to the table. I'll get back to you guys. Cooking something that a lot of guys will struggle to cook, I swear. So now we're gonna move. So now we are moving to eat the food. Wow, so you gotta join me eat the food. Wow. It's now chop time, right? So I'm gonna eat. I'm going to take a bite. Let me bring my fork. So here is my fork. I'm going to start eating. You are all invited. If you want to wish me bon appetit, you can wish me bon appetit as well. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So tasty. I'd like to give a shout out to all my fans. For those of you who have taken time out to watch this live session, I must say I'm grateful. I'm very much elated to have you as my wonderful fans. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share, and like. And as well, don't forget to also buy one of my merchandise. I have shirts, I have mugs, I have hats or caps, etc. on sale. Support your brother. Let your brother also grow his channel. Let's move. I think it's when you support, that is when I'm able to, as a matter of fact, also get gingered and actually do more. I'm going to take some water as well. So I'll urge you all to support the channel. You can share to your network, you can share to your friends, as a matter of fact. But I'm enjoying the spaghetti. Right, so I'm going to show you something. So I'm told it is eating this way, so you put the fork this way, right? Not so, then you turn it. Okay, so you can fetch. Okay, let me try it again. Turn it, and then you have your spag here. Very tasty. Maybe in the near future, one of my fans will have to invite me to his or her country or his city. So we probably I cook and then we eat together. I think that's going to be a very interesting time, as a matter of fact, to have your fans with you and then you cook and then you eat with your fans. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share, and like. But I'm enjoying the chicken. The way I treated the chicken was very good. I think what I did was that, as a matter of fact, I cut the chicken. I peeled the skin of the chicken from the bones. Right. And then what I did was that I then cut them into pieces on the chopping board, put them in a bowl, and then I added the curry powder to it, and then I stirred for a while for it to mix it up, and then I cut some cabbage and some lettuce, tomato, fresh tomato, and then I mix it with it, and then I allow it to stay for a while before I use it for the sauce, and it's tasting very good. It's tasting very good. Now this is more of an European food. My next cooking will be more of an African food. I'm going to cook you something from Africa. So, but I enjoy spaghetti as well. So let's talk. Have you been able to visit my store now? My YouTube channel store. Have you been able to visit the store yet? If you haven't been able, please kindly do and visit the shop. I did the shop for you. Right. And also let me ask if there is anything on my channel that you want me to improve upon. Then let me know. Right. So okay, this one is from Fatima. I said, I would love to try BBQ goat. Oh, okay. Fatima, I've been watching your videos as well, but I've never seen you done any cooking video. Or maybe that one, I missed that one. So did I miss that one? Maybe I missed that one. Goat's barbecue. Okay, that's also going to come on. I'm also going to do that one day. It's going to come off one day. Right, so you just have to keep supporting me and keep watching my videos. And then with my main content, I'm going to be bringing you more good content as well. More good content as well. There's one interesting thing about YouTube. Fatima, you never do cooking. Hey, Fatima, you don't cook? Fatima is saying you never does cooking. Really? So who cook for you, Fatima? Is it your husband? Let me know if it's your husband that does the cooking for you. Then you might be blessed. You might be blessed. Fatima, you might be blessed. Fatima, who do your cooking for you? I want to know that. I want to see the reply in the chat section. I want to see the reply in the chat section. Who does your cooking for you? I'm sure it's the husband who does it. Oh, then the husband is a great husband. Cooking basically shouldn't be limited to women. I don't think cooking should be something that should be a female thing. If you know how to cook, why don't you get to the kitchen and cook something? Like I said, I still need suggestions. Any one of you watching me right now, if you, as a matter of fact, cook, kindly let me know in the comment section. And let me know whether the way I prepared my spaghetti was the best. I'm not a professional cook. I've only been cooking my own food for the past 30 years because I didn't grow up with. I didn't live with my parents for a long time. For a very long time, I wasn't living with my parents. I had to live with my cousin. So we started cooking very early. But then we were a bit matured. Of course, we have passed the teens. So we could do our own cooking. And one thing I realized was that the more we kept cooking, the more we were becoming perfect at it. Right? So here am I today cooking on YouTube for my fans. So great to get to know that. Okay, Fatima is saying she never cooked on YouTube, but she cooks off camera. Okay, 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 okay. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. So Fatima, what will you say about how I cooked my spaghetti? Is it the right way? Was it the right way to cook the spaghetti? Let me know. Because this one, it was supposed to be 11 minutes cooking time. And I think I cooked it for about 15 because of the water. This thing very great. Oh, thank you. Wow. Fatima says I did very well. So how will you rate me on a scale of 1 to 5? How are you going to rate me? Is it 1 star, 2 star, or 3 star? How are you going to rate me, Fatima? Are you going to rate me 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, or 5 star? 5 stars. Whoa, I got a 5-star rating. Wow. Yes, Fatima gave me. I need to drink water to that. So I'm drinking water to that. It was great. Fatima gave me 5 stars for the way I cooked my spaghetti. Okay. Then what about the sauce? What about the sauce? What about the sauce? The way I prepare the sauce. From the beginning where I slashed the onions, placed it in the oil for it to boil, added my tomato, peeled tomato cubes, added my pepper and all that. How will you also rate the sauce as well? Are you going to rate the sauce as well? Hey, you would love to taste the sauce, but do you think the process of preparation was better? The way I prepared it. I want to know more about the process. 5 stars. Whoa. Wow, 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 wow. Fatma says 5 stars for the way I prepared my sauce. That is great. But mostly, I do prepare sauce. So for sauce preparing, I think I've got my hands on. Normally in Africa, we have different sauce. We have some of the sauce that you don't even need to boil, right? So we have a leaf called, for example, called contumely. You can just boil the contumely and then now put it in an earthen where we call apotoyoa, which is used for blending, and then you can do your blending in it. And right down from there, you add your oil to the blend. It is off fire. You don't cook it on fire. Off fire. There are times you can even just blend the pepper and tomato fresh and all that. And then that's all, you are gone. So for those kind of sauces, they are easy to prepare. You don't need, and they are also environmentally friendly because you don't need to use electricity or use gas or something. So we also have environmentally friendly food in Africa like that. We have environmentally friendly cooking styles in Africa as well. So, to all my viewers, thank you. But I always like to say you have also always been good to me. I've never had zero views. I've never posted and have zero views, or I've never gone live and got zero views. Even if I go live for 5 minutes, I'm going to get views. So I'm going to thank you all for supporting me. Without you, there will not be my channel. As a matter of fact, and I keep saying, my shop. I keep saying, I keep talking about my shop. Maybe I need to do another collection with different foods in the African food, because we have foods like Banku in Ghana, we have kenke, we have fufu, we have tiozavi. I mean, we have different foods in Ghana that I think I can use to brand some of the shirts. What do you make of that? Do you think that's going to be a good idea? Yes, thank you very much, yeah, Fatih. Do you think it's going to be a very good idea to also have shirts branded with local African foods or local Ghanaian foods? What do you make of that? And will you buy such a shirt? Are you going to buy such a shirt? But the only problem is I'm a marketer. I'm an international marketer. Sometimes in marketing, oh, you love me to see do the fufu. Are you talking of in the shirt or cook fufu? If it's about cooking the fufu, then I can't do, because I don't eat fufu anyway. Fatima, I don't eat fufu. The only problem is I don't eat fufu. I don't actually eat fufu, so it's a bit kind of something that I reserve by point. I can't do the fufu because I'm sure you've been to Ghana. I have watched some of your content and I realized you've been to Ghana. So where did you taste your fufu? Was it in a chop bar or you tasted it at home? So like I keep saying, I'm an international marketer. Sometimes certain words might mean differently in other countries. So I need to do my research to find out the meaning of fufu in other cultures and in other countries. Right, so I'll do my research on that and I'll find out about that. And then we have MPC tools that I also need to do my research and find out, because there are times that certain words might mean different. Right, so and culture is dynamic from one place to another. If you go to certain continents, for example, some words are meant what you said, some two are not meant. Some might also mean the name of an animal or something different thing. I mean, so different cultures have different meaning for some of these words. So I'll need to do my research on all this. So I'm going to do fufu shirt. I'm going to do MPC. I'm going to do Tozavi and all that. But that will be based on the fact that my fans will be willing to. Oh, Fatima said yes. I would buy the shirt. I have never been to Ghana. I have seen people go crazy over fufu on their channels. Okay, I have never tasted fufu before. Oh, then if you have an African restaurant nearby where you live in America, you should just try one. If you have a nearby African restaurant, just try fufu. Fufu is simply made from cassava and plantain that is pounded in mortar. We have a wooden mortar. We locally call it wedro, that you can pound the fufu in the yam and the cassava and the plantain. Some also do yam fufu. They pound the yam and then eat it. However, there's also another combination, that is the cassava and cocoyam, which is then pounded in the mortar as well. And then you can also talk about some other foods that look like fufu, like kokonte and the rest. Oh, you want to eat tilapia with fufu. We don't actually eat tilapia with fufu with covered with the sauce. If you want to eat tilapia with fufu, then that one, the tilapia will have to be in the soup. There's going to be tilapia soup, where you will have the tilapia in the soup. As a matter of fact, so you're going to have the tilapia in the soup, and then what they do is that they serve the fufu in a bowl, and then they will fetch the soup on top of it, and then they will put your tilapia on it. But if you want to eat the tilapia with the sauce, you have to eat it with a food called bangkun. Bangkun is made from kondo, right? Kondo that is actually steered in a big pot, and then till it gets done, and then it is served. So we can eat that one with, and it's tasty. Bangkun and tilapia is very tasty. People also eat jollof with tilapia as well. You know, Ghana jollof. We have Ghana jollof. We have Nigeria jollof. People also eat it with, that one as well. So tilapia is becoming, or has become, one of the best choice. But now there's another one that is coming up. They call it catfish. Have you heard of the catfish, Fatima? You heard of catfish? Okay. So catfish is also another fantastic, fish that is also trending in Ghana. So maybe the next time you come to Ghana, you have to come and make sure that you try banku and tilapia. Oh, you don't eat catfish? Okay. You see them pound and pound the fufu. Yes. You see, the one thing I don't like about that food is that it requires a lot of effort. You need to put the fufu in a wooden mortar and then use a wooden pestle to pound it. So it takes time. But these days, I think there have been some innovations. These days, there are machines, fufu machines out there that you can take your cassava, your cooked cassava, and then your plantain or the cocoyam too, and then they will just blend it for you. I have seen them pound and pound. Oh, okay. And so you've been seeing them on the internet, okay, on YouTube as well. So fufu basically is eaten normally during the afternoon times. There are also other Ghanaian foods like wache. The other Ghanaian foods like wache. Have you seen wache before, Fatih? Wache, I think, is similar to the Jamaicans' rice and peas. Wache is simply rice cooked with beans, and then it is colored with a leaf, right? So that the leaf gives the wache some kind of. Oh, okay, okay. So the leaf just colors the wache, and then it goes with a black sauce we call shito. Shito is made from fish powder, shrimp powder, onions, pepper, which is boiled to brown, and then also goes with tomato stew. So when they serve the wache, and then they will put the stew on top of it. Then they will then add the tomato sauce to it. And normally you can serve it with either fish or meat. Oh, you never heard of wache? I think you can check it. Just Google it. Waakye. Waakye. That's another popular Ghanaian food, and that food can be eaten. Ghanaians eat it at every time of the day, right? From morning to afternoon to evening. It can be taken as a breakfast. Ghanaians take it as breakfast. They take it as lunch as well. You take it as lunch as well, and sometimes served in a leaf. So I think I have one video. I had one shot on that. You can check my shots to see. Africa's most eco-friendly breakfast. I think I did something like that. You can check from my shorts. I did a similar video. I did some shorts video on watch it. It's very popular food in Ghana, as a matter of fact. Normally served or sold at the roadside, so it's like a street side food. But these days, it is becoming like a restaurant food. People are actually you said maybe you should do outside of maybe you should do outside of cooking. People seem to love that type of content. I'll check your shop. Okay. Okay, so I should be doing outside cooking. Okay. Outdoor cooking. Okay, yeah. That one is true. That one is very true. Yeah, that one is very true. Outdoor cooking is also nice as well. I think the Jamaicans do it a lot. I've seen it a lot on a lot of Jamaican channels as well. A lot of Jamaican channels as well. Yes. I've seen a lot of Jamaican channels very often. Africans do cook outdoors as well. We have coal pots that we use to cook outdoors. We have some also made of clay that we cook, but this one we use firewood. You put the firewood underneath it, you put the pot on top of it, and then they cook. Usually, commercial roadside food are normally cooked outdoors. Yes, they're normally cooked outdoors, and basically, most of these street outdoor foods are well much patronized as well. We have different foods for example, we have a food called gobe. Gobe is simply beans with red oil, and we have some cassava flakes we call gari, or cassava powder we call gari. So you just add the cassava powder, that is the gari, to the beans, and then the red oil. Let me probably you add fried ripe plantain to it. So we call it the gobe. It is also a fast growing local food in Ghana. As a matter of fact, a lot of people are people love to watch the women in the village cooking outside with coal or wood. Yeah, that's true. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. People love to watch those videos as well. People love to watch those videos as well. People love to watch those videos. I think there's this lady doing similar content. She does more of outdoor cooking. I think she's called Tatiana. Tatiana Heina. She does a lot of outdoor cooking as well, and she's doing very great with that type of content as well. Right, so good people, if you have any advice for me, now it's advice time. I need advice on my channel. I need advice on my store. I need advice on my cooking. What should I cook next? Fatima, I can't cook the fufu because I don't eat fufu. I don't eat fufu, so it's unlikely I can cook it. And if you want to cook fufu in the right way, you need to pound it in mortar. I mean, with a wooden mortar, with a wooden pestle, or to pound it, and somebody will be stirring it. It's kind of a food that basically comes with a lot of skills, right? So it is a bit time consuming to cook it as well, because you need to cook you need to cook the cassava and then the plantain, and then after that you pound it, and then your soup should also be on fire getting ready. Okay, Fatima says barbecue. Okay, I'll do that as well. I'll do that one of these days as well. So I'd like to say thank you very much. If no one has anything to say now, then I think I have to be taking leave of you. Fatty, anything to say before I go? Madam Fatima. Thank you very much for spending much time with me. Have a nice day too. And I'm also be waiting for your live streams very soon as well. Thank you.